lack of political will.
Beyond the headlines.
Who are the sponsors of insecurity in this country?
From breaking news to everyday conversations, this is where Nigeria's conversations begin. We track the issues shaping Nigeria and the world today. The world is talking, and we're listening. This is Trends on LJE News.
In terms of tackling security, there is lack of political will.
Beyond the headlines.
Who are the sponsors of insecurity in this country?
From breaking news to everyday conversations, this is where Nigeria's conversations begin. We track the issues shaping Nigeria and the world today. The world is talking, and we're listening. This is Trends on LJE News.
Hello and welcome to yet another edition of Trends on LJE News, where we bring you the latest and developing stories in Nigeria and of course across the globe. My name is OMOTOLA ADELEKE. I have Judith right here with me. Judith, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Good morning, everybody.
The always smiling Judith, but when it comes to women advocacy, you see the other side of her. All right, we also have Esther here. Esther, hope you're good.
Very well, thank you.
I love your glasses, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, this match with your earring, no.
Thank
You see, I'm very detailed.
Sure you are.
All right. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
All right, so don't forget you can be a part of our growing online community by hitting that follow, like, share, and subscribe button right now on all platforms at LJE News. Let's quickly run through our headlines for this edition of Trends. El-Rufai sues ICPC for 1 billion naira over alleged illegal Abuja house raid. FCTA suspends drivers, riders, and permit levy after protest over multiple taxation. FCT poll: Wike has right to campaign for any candidate, says APC. Senate leader explains rapid assent of Electoral Act Amendment Bill 2026. ISWAP storms Nigerian Army camp in Adamawa, kills 2 soldiers, destroys vehicles. And finally, E-Money rebukes Qatar Efe over damaged gifted car, offers forgiveness. Now the details. Former Nasir El-Rufai, former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, has filed a 1 billion naira lawsuit against the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, and others, claiming an unlawful search of his Abuja residence. Filed at the Federal High Court Abuja, El-Rufai argues that the February 19 raid violated his constitutional right, describing the search warrant as null and void due to errors, ambiguity, and lack of probable cause. He seeks a court declaration barring use of any evidence seized, immediate return of confiscated items, and 1 billion naira in damages, including 300 million naira for emotional distress, 400 million naira as exemplary damages, and 300 million naira for aggravated harm. The hearing date is yet to be fixed. Esther, I'm concerned. When it concerns high-profile cases, talking about previous incidents with some of these cases like this, when it has to do with high politicians, people who have been in power and people who are probably still in power. Most of the times it's swept under the carpet. Do you see El-Rufai's case leading towards that direction?
Okay, so like you said, most of the time, as far as it's having to do with politicians, people in power, people of influence, they don't even most times investigate their cases. So El-Rufai's case being investigated as a now, I feel like it's just to pinpoint that, the government actually did something about all of these allegations laid on him. But at the end of the day, there is, should I say, 70% chance of the law not prosecuting him.
All right, Judith, we had Mr. Omoyele Sowore on the program Leadership Dialogue some few days ago. Now, he mentioned something. He said, these guys are friends, that at the end of the day, whatever is playing right now is just politics. Is that what you think it is?
Yes, honestly. Because as Mr. Sowore said, they are friends. They all sit together, they talk, they meet up. The same way you meet up with your friends. So I feel like whatever is happening is just a display of power, or I don't know, maybe they're trying to teach him a lesson. I feel like right now he's just being stubborn, and if eventually he does what they want, they would let him go.
All right, we need to move on to the next story. The Federal Capital Territory Administration, FCTA, has suspended enforcement of the drivers and riders permit levy to allow further consultations with stakeholders. The directive was issued by Dr. Nasir El-Rufai, Mandate Secretary of the Transportation Secretariat, in a letter to First Capital Cargo Limited, the firm handling collection. The decision followed a February 19 meeting with the Association of Dispatch Riders in Abuja, where concerns about multiple taxation were raised. Hundreds of riders had earlier protested at the FCTA Secretariat, appealing to FCT Minister Nyesom Wike for intervention. They argued that in addition to paying 13,000 naira annually to area councils, the new 25,000 naira levy and other charges, including 300 naira market access fees, impose an unfair financial burden. Judy, do you think, multiple taxation is one of the major problems in Nigeria?
Yes, actually, especially as most people that are being taxed don't even see what the monies they are being taxed are used for. Because, I mean, you're asking me to pay for this, you're asking me to pay for that. And I'm not saying the money go into any reasonable thing. Why then are you still asking me to pay for more when all the other ones you've collected, you've not used it to do anything?
Esther, when I was reading that particular story, I was so surprised that a private company is actually handling the collection of these levies. A private company where we have government agencies, we have the FIRS, Federal Inland Revenue Service, we have the FCT IRS, the FCT Internal Revenue Service. Why would you think private companies should be, contracted to collect levies for the federal government?
Well, I'll take it as manipulation of fairness, right? Because if it goes directly to the government, there would be no, how will I put it? There will be no avenue for the people.
For accountability.
Yeah. So they are trying to use this private sector as a cover-up for their misdeeds. So if they are pointing fingers, they say it doesn't even go to the government, it goes to these people instead.
So, Judy, do you agree with Esther? Is this like a model of looting, another style or strategy of looting public funds?
That's what it looks like. That's what it's beginning to look like. Because how are you taxing workers and they are paying the taxes to a private firm?
The private companies are the ones collecting it on behalf of the FCT.
Why, when we have bodies that are meant to do this, the FIRS and other bodies that are meant to collect taxes, why are they now using a private company?
All right. The All Progressives Congress has defended the Nyesom Wike, asserting his constitutional right to campaign for any candidate regardless of party affiliation. APC National Publicity Secretary Felix Moka said if Nyesom Wike wants to go on campaigning for any candidate in any party whatsoever, he has the inherent liberty to do so. Wike is a citizen of the Federal Capital Republic of Nigeria who also has freedom guaranteed by the Constitution. He has the right to support any candidate he wants. The remarks followed Wike's backing of APC candidate in the February 21 FCT area council elections, which saw the party win 5 of 6 councils. His support sparked debate over party loyalty, with the PDP condemning withdrawals and endorsement by its candidate as shameful and anti-democratic. Judith, I wouldn't want to say, but perhaps, do you think, the federal government, the incumbent government, is in a way promoting anti-party politics, politics of disloyalty and something like that with the issue of Wike? Of course, Wike is a member of the PDP. Wike did not support any PDP member during the FCT council elections, and is still a member of PDP. So do you think the federal government with this statement is promoting anti-party politics?
Honestly, I don't even believe Wike is still a member of the PDP at this point, because you cannot be a member of an organization and you are openly and, you are openly and clearly supporting
people that are supporting another organization that is in competition with your own organization. It's just like I'm working for Nigeria, and then I am coming out boldly and clearly to state that, oh, the US has my full support in attacking Nigeria. It just doesn't really.
How dangerous do you think this is? How dangerous do you think this is for Nigeria's political future?
I mean, if we have something like this happening right now, and the APC, because he's supporting them, they are also they are backing him. What happens when members of the APC then now begins to support other parties while still claiming to be members of the APC? You see that it's going to cause some kind of rift in the party system of the country.
All right. I would want to ask Esther this question, and I want you to be very honest. From what you've seen so far, from what Wike has been saying, from the activities of Nyesom Wike, the FCT minister, why do you think Wike hasn't defected to the APC despite, supporting the APC in their politicking, in every form of politicking? Of course, he supports the president. He works for the president. So why do you think he has not officially defected to the APC? And of course, let's not also forget, the faction of the PDP, there's a faction of the PDP loyal to him, which might be dangerous for the PDP at the same time, or maybe he has good intentions. I don't know. But why do you think he's still a member of the PDP despite showing full support? The public has seen it. He doesn't even come out to deny it. There was no time you'll see Wike on TV and say, no, I'm just trying to. And no, he doesn't do that. He comes out plainly and direct to say he supports the APC. So why do you think he hasn't left the PDP if he loves the APC so much?
Well, if you ask me, right, I would say Wike is a seed planted by the APC in the PDP that is growing blossomly, right? He's there to... He still remains there, not as a member, but as a loyalist to the APC, working for them, but still there because... You
think he's been planted there to disrupt the activities of the PDP?
That's
now,
what I'm saying.
Do you think is the reason why PDP's crisis is still persistent?
He's one of the major reasons, if not the major reasons, because, okay, he's supposed to be in PDP, and his loyalty is supposed to be to PDP. So if your loyalty is to APC and you've refused to defect to where your loyalty lies, it simply tells us that you're working for them while you're still remaining there so that you can have a level of leverage to maybe influence decisions under the PDP. Because why would a member of the party come out to say that he supports anybody who is campaigning for APC? In fact, you're even fighting your party members to make sure that the APC wins. It's telling us what he's doing, that his loyalty lies in the APC.
And the other PDP faction loyal to Makinde expelled him not too long ago, some couple months ago. They cited activities that were disloyal to the party, and they said they had sacked him. But he still remains a PDP member. Why do you think Wike rather? Why do you think it's that powerful to still maintain that he's a card carrying member of the PDP?
He has the backing of the ruling party. He's backed up by the ruling party. So whether or not he decides to leave or not, he will remain wherever he wants to be, regardless of whatever anybody thinks or says. Because, I mean, the president is on his side. Everybody in the ruling party is on his side. So that's what he's doing, if you ask.
All right. We need to move on to the other story, leaving the FCT minister with some of these other things we have discussed. But let's get to know this. The Opeyemi Bamidele explained that President Bola Tinubu assented to the Electoral Act Amendment Bill 2026 within 24 hours of its passage because the law was a collaborative effort involving the National Assembly, the Office of the Attorney General, Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, civil society organizations, and development partners. Bamidele said all stakeholder input were incorporated during the legislative process, making further delay unnecessary. He highlighted provisions ensuring INEC's financial independence, use of BVAS for voter accreditation, and penalties under Clause 60 for obstructing electronic result transmission. While civil society groups criticized the optional nature of Clause 60, Bamidele maintained the Act strengthens electoral transparency, reduces dispute, and enhances this saying. And Nigerians now saying, okay, we have accepted this electoral act amendment that has been passed into law, or perhaps is it saying you've given up? Let it just roll up like that. Why do you think the protests have stopped? No protest, despite the fact that what was being fought against is what was passed into law.
Okay, so I'm going to take it from a point of view that Nigerians are probably re-strategizing because they realize that protest is not a thing that works here in the country. Because over time, I think the last recorded cases of protests actually having effect is what now, maybe 2020 or thereabouts. Since then, moving forward, protest has just been a thing of like, let's go out there and air our disapproval of whatever is going on. It doesn't really make the government have a rethink. So maybe they're planning something else, maybe something new, something
You are
better.
Nigerian, right? What would you think you would plant next aside protest?
I don't want to come out and say this is what I would plan. But if you ask me, even if the elections are conducted, right? Me personally, I don't want to say this.
No,
but
you're free.
I know I'm free, but but honestly, I don't want to preach violence. But I think that's what the government needs, red eyes.
Red eyes. Let's take red eyes as not violence, because we wouldn't take violence, of course. But I'm still going to ask Judith almost the same question, you know. You see what our young people do on social media. It seems Nigerians don't really pay attention to politicking in the country. You know, when there are protests, even during the protest, we had only few numbers of people who came out for the protest. Most people who protested going outside, were just with their phones and their keypads. You understand? So do you think Nigerians are not really pushing, you know, to make sure our leaders listen to their plight?
I mean, protests are good, but let's look back at the 2020 protest at the Lekki toll gate where people were shot at. We saw that happen, and we saw how the government officials, some people denied it. They said there were cameras, this, that. There were just plenty of stories around the whole thing. But people that were there and made videos of their own said they were being shot at the protest while they were protesting peacefully. We also saw that at the National Assembly, the protest at the National Assembly, on the second day or on one of the days, we saw police officers. We saw plenty police officers, armed officers there during the protest. So I think at this point, people are scared to go out because they know that the popular saying is, "Why would I die for Nigeria?" I've actually heard people saying this. Nobody wants to die for Nigeria.
So you think that's enough for like an average Nigerian to just say, well, let it just be the way it is?
I know that is what some people believe, because these things are already here. The people that died are dead, and no form of justice has been gotten for them.
But
why would I now put myself at risk? Why would I risk my life for this thing that it would keep happening?
So are we saying there's no way we can speak to the conscience of our leaders and we should just leave them to act,
at this point, what really can we do?
Because humans like you too.
Like I said before, personally, I believe Nigerians should boycott the elections. No, there should be no elections, because since you are not willing to listen to us, I mean, there were protests. Even members of the National Assembly also protested at the one of the meetings, at the sittings rather, and yet they still went ahead to pass this law. It means they don't even want to listen to anybody again. They don't want to listen to themselves. They don't want to listen to us. So at this point, I think Nigerians should just say, no, we are not voting until you hear us, until you do something for us.
You think that could be effective more than a protest?
I mean, if you are holding an election and nobody is coming out to vote, who are you holding the election for?
Okay, but let me ask you this once again. We've had other countries, come out for protest. Residents and people of other countries come out for protest. Push. The first day comes, the second day comes, despite pressure, by security agencies, despite pressure by their government and all that. They kept pushing. For example, we had one that happened in Kenya, despite the fact that people were killed, despite the fact that some violence erupted, some level of chaos, tear gas, gunshot, and all that. The people of Kenya still came out the next day. They came out the third day. They came out the fourth day too, and whatever they asked for happened. It was effective. So what is a country like Kenya doing that we are not really doing as Nigerians? Is it looking like we deserve the kind of leaders that we have? Is it looking like, okay, let's at this point leave them to do whatever they like, just like I said the other time?
You know, the thing is, Nigerians are Nigerians and Kenyans are Kenyans. I also think that I've also heard somebody say, I saw a post on X, somebody saying Nigerians are not tired of their leaders yet. Because when we get tired enough, we would actually put more force on them, we would put in more efforts to get them to do what we want. So I'm thinking the person that made the tweet is thinking along the lines of the violence Esther mentioned earlier. I mean, like, I think in Nepal or something,
Nepal, yes,
where
something like
there was a protest and the protesters went directly for the leaders and really attacked them, and I think killed some of them. I think that is what the person that posted that meant. But honestly, we are seeing that our leaders are always heavily protected by the policemen that are supposed to be even working for us. I mean, you see, even a small local government chairman having a convoy of as much as 5 police vans following him. In things like that, you know, nobody, like I said, nobody wants to die. People are saying they don't want to die for Nigeria because if you die, you just go down in history as this person died trying to fight this person and nothing really gets done.
Is that a Nigerian mentality? Because we've seen people who died for their countries and, you know, protest, still pushed on.
Exactly.
So is it a Nigerian mentality not to just, I bet no one die, let it just be like that?
I think it's a Nigerian thing because I know personally, I wouldn't want to die for this country because, I mean, the people that died in 2020, look at the state of the country now. The things they fought for are still happening now. So I think people look at that and they decide, since these people already died and nothing is done, what would my own death happen?
All right. I know Judith and Esther wouldn't want to die for the country.
Definitely not.
All right. So what we need to do right now is go on a short break. And of course, when we come back, we'll continue from where we just stopped.
As a people and members of LJE Green Community, we share a deeper commitment to protect not only our environment, but also the rights and dignity of all individuals within our reach. Being an ambassador doesn't require any superpower. It requires awareness, compassion, and the willingness to speak up. If you see something, say something. It's our duty to stand up for justice and amplify the voices of those who can't speak for themselves. One voice can spark a movement, and together we can create a nation that values human life. You can reach us on 070-5236-8821 or visit our website at www.ljenigeria.org to report a violation. Remember, if you see something, say something.
You're welcome back, and of course, we're still here. Trends on LJE News. On this other story, the Islamic State West Africa Province ISWAP has reportedly launched a coordinated assault on the Garahamojili camp of the Nigerian Army in Adamawa State, leaving 2 soldiers dead after a 20-minute gun battle. The attack was disclosed by Sahel security analyst Brand Philip via his formerly Twitter handle. According to the report, the insurgents overpowered troops at the facilities, set the camp ablaze, and destroyed 3 military vehicles during the operation. The assailants were also said to have seized weapons and ammunition before retreating. ISWAP reportedly claimed responsibility for the raid, describing it as part of its newly launched Burn the Camps offensive. If confirmed, this incident would mark the first time the group has targeted a Nigerian army formation in Adamawa State. You know, Esther, are the insurgents better trained than our military officials? That our military guys, are they better trained than them? You know, looking at what's been happening so far, you know, insurgents and the military fighting the gun battle and all, it seems the insurgents are winning the battle. In 20 minutes, 2 soldiers were already killed. So do you think these guys are better trained than our soldiers?
No, they're not. 100.
Then what's happening?
They're not. You know, I think it was Mr. Shedrach on one of these trends that said without their superior backings, even Boy Scouts can defeat these people. They have upper hand information. They are always aware of what is coming. 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, an hour before it happens. But they just push our trained soldiers into there to be like they are battling for Nigeria, but they actually know what's going on there, right? So these soldiers are well-trained soldiers. They undergo series of training, so you can't compare them to all of these riffraffs.
All right, but now, if Judith, if someone like Esther, who is a civilian, sorry, don't take it offensive, an ordinary Nigerian who is not a soldier, who is not a military official, knows that these people are probably being given first-hand information and all. Don't you think our soldiers who are well trained, according to Esther, should also have first-hand information? Of course, they are well trained. They should know these things. Esther knows that, okay, there are people, who are probably pushing them. There are people who are probably sponsoring them. Our soldiers should perhaps also know this, that there are people who are pushing and sponsoring these insurgents. Perhaps they should be prepared, especially because of the training, the kind of training that they have. But why do they always fall the victim?
I think on one of the episodes of Trends that I watched, it was the president, Barrister Memeh, that asked the question, who are the sponsors of insecurity in Nigeria? I think we have to answer that question, because these people have sponsors. They have people that provide them with ammunition. They have people that provide them with money, with their transport expenses and all of that. If the sponsors of these people are the same people that that are in control of the soldiers. Soldiers, there is a popular thing with soldiers: obey the last command.
Okay.
You have to wait for orders before you act. So if you are not getting orders to act, you cannot act. So now, when the people sponsoring the terrorists are giving them information before they even give information to the soldiers, you see there is a kind of clash happening. And I also heard that the terrorists who have information, they have intel in the military camps. So they have people giving them information from the military camps, telling them when the soldiers are not on guard and all of that. So you see that these things happen because there is a form of misinformation going on the part of the soldiers. I mean, they're obviously trained.
So are you allegedly saying the people giving information to these insurgents are the leaders of our soldiers, or probably the military commandants, the military top echelons of our soldiers?
That is what it's beginning to look like. That is clearly what it's looking like. Because, I mean, even the top military guys also have to answer to some people. So what then happens when the people they have to answer to are the ones sponsoring the terrorists?
What then happens? But that question would not be for me to answer. Businessman and singer Emeka Okonkwo, popularly known as E-Money, has expressed disappointment after streamer Kata Efe damaged the car he gifted him during a live stream stunt involving fellow creator Pela. The incident occurred on Saturday, with E-Money addressing it during a visit by the streamers the following day. He said the vehicle was a token of appreciation for Kata Efe's work, but described its destruction within 24 hours as excessive and disappointing, especially before a large audience. While condemning the attack, or the act rather, E-Money said he had forgiven them, but cautioned that such behavior should not be repeated. Esther, is this content creation?
What else would you
or
call
this
it?
is just a level of irresponsibility? Do you think E-Money also has a hand in this act?
Nah,
Because he
had the brighter
actually was with them at the end of the day. Trust me, if it were me, I'm never going to see you again. I don't want to set my eyes. I probably might even arrest you.
This is immaturity. I mean, E-Money gave you a car gift and you got into some kind of altercation, and the first thing that would happen is it was even less than 24 hours. Like, I think it wasn't up to a day or two. He received the car gift, and then he and Pela started breaking each other's windscreen and all. It's content for me. It's really content, because what provoked that action if not to spark the internet?
But now, talking about content, is clout chasing not turning into something uncultured at this point?
It's really making
just
people
for
lose
views
their
and all.
minds. It's making people lose their minds, because people are thinking, out of normal things to do. The people are going overboard. People are beginning to act like aliens in
But
the human world.
don't you think the people who view, the people who comment on these things are even the one promoting this kind of things? Because perhaps I would even probably want to suggest social media getting to make sure some of these things don't even go out in the first place. You know, there should be a certain level of control to the kind of things that should be posted on social media.
What
Because
would you have
content
them
creation
do?
has turned into something else. Clout chasing has turned into something else. The other time we had someone who falsely accused, I don't know who, and talked about rape and all that, and it eventually turned into a lie, probably for views, for likes. Don't you think this, Judy, don't you think this extreme level of clout chasing might get to a point where it becomes uncontrollable?
I mean, it is. I feel like it's already there at this point because people are doing crazy things. People are just, you see people coming to fake their debts. People are coming to, I don't know, claim things on the internet just for views. You see people going unclad on the internet just for views and clicks. And I think something that can be done to this is, I don't know, there should be a ban. I think in Australia or one country, there is a ban on social media, like children, people under 16, I think
Yes,
either 16
yes.
or 18 cannot access the internet or social media. I think that should be done in this country because I don't think any right-thinking adult will just decide to sit and watch people displaying things like that. It has to be the teenagers, the people that have nothing else to do. So they just scroll and doom scroll into things like that. And then because they have nothing else to do, they're just, okay, let me just watch this. And they laugh at it.
Talking about teenagers, talking about adults, because I was going through some of course, I would always go through X to see people's reactions and all, just to compare what people are saying outside and what people are saying online at the same time. Some people are alleging that this might have been planned even by E-Money for popularity. But do you think E-Money might even need that kind of popularity? This is a billionaire.
No, I mean, Iman is already known.
I
He's
mean,
popular.
Imani is too big for this. I'm not farming him, or
But,
I'm not a
but
fan.
will you have gone to, or would you have met with these people after such behavior?
Curiosity made me ask.
First off, I would not even be
You would want
gifting
to
a
know.
car to somebody that obviously has the means to get himself a car. This person is popular, he's known, he has money.
Are there
I'll
things you
give-
even learn from Kata Ife's content?
I don't follow his content. I don't
So you
watch
don't
it.
even
So
know the
I
kind of
don't
things
know.
he
I don't know the kind of things. But they say he's a streamer. He streams things and all of that. But I really don't think there's anything to learn from things like that.
Do you think there should
Honestly,
be
I
a
don't.
ban in, a level of content creation? To be a ban in the kind of things
Judy
that are being
mentioned
pushed out
about
there?
being a ban in the age limit to social media. I don't even think that will curb. They are
because we
grown-
have
they are-
adults,
Yeah,
yes.
they are actually.
I've seen someone that might, if you look at this woman, you might think she's 50 or even 60.
No,
but
there's
she
a
goes
saying,
on cloud
there's a
on
saying
TikTok.
that even says a fool at 40. People don't even wait to be 40 to be fools anymore. There are people that are fools at 30, fools at 25. So some teenagers are way more intelligent than some adults. I mean, look at Katafan. He's over, I don't know.
Over 30.
So, fella is what now, 21? And then you're having a banter with him over a car and as a gift. And these people are grown people. So it's not even about kids anymore. It's about the level of thinking people have. These people are raving mad for internet clout and all of it. It's getting.
Do you think
it's
someone
getting
like Mark
overboard.
Zuckerberg, before we go, please, do you think someone like Mark Zuckerberg should just stop this monetization of content creation? Do you
People
think
earn-
probably
people-
limit it?
people
Because
actually
it
earn-
seems a lot of our young people are making too much money from it, and it's just blowing their brains off, and they feel
It's
they
not
could
just young people. There are
Okay.
millennials that actually make money from
Millennials
content.
are young people too.
I mean,
Millennials are
are old compared to the Gen Zs.
Old.
Millennials.
Compared
You're
to the
saying
Gen Zs.
Are you a millennial?
Are you asking?
I mean,
If you want to do the comparison, a millennial should act what's more responsible than a Gen Z. So millennials earn from content creating as well. There are so many content creators that are over 35 that actually create good content. So if there's a ban on monetization, it actually affects their livelihood.
Quickly, what good content have you seen on social media that, let's split it, Gen Zs and millennials do? Let's start from Gen Zs. What good content have you seen the Gen Z?
Yeah, educative content.
Like,
I'm not really in watching the content thing, but I know very well that there is this content creator, I think Gloria Babs. What she comes online to do is to correct like grammatical errors, punctuations and all of that. So she can I think there's this one Modala or something. She's a content creator, and all her content is when you say something wrong, she just makes a joke out of it and says it's not this, it's that.
I think these kind of people get the kind of views they actually deserve.
Yeah, don't you know Modala on TikTok?
Yeah,
she's very popular. She's popular. I follow her because she creates, she creates awareness for wrong pronunciations and vocabulary.
All right. Because of time, that will be it for today's edition of Trends on LJE News. Many thanks to Esther. Esther, thank you very much for your contributions.
Thank you.
And of course, Judy, thank you very much for holding that.
Thank you.
To our viewers and listeners out there, make sure to follow, like, share, and subscribe